Everyone, so today I wanted to do a little bit different video. This is one I actually got asked recently, so of course, why not? So heads-up displays on cars, what can you do so you can still see those with sunglasses? There's a lot of different options. We'll hop into a car here in a second with the heads-up display. I'll show you a little bit of how that works. But essentially the way the heads-up display units work on a car, you've got an image sitting down in the dash that is reflected onto the windshield, and then you see it from where you're sitting in the driver's seat, right? Polarized glasses, of course, cut those reflections away, so guess what doesn't work anymore? Now, some manufacturers have found out tricks and ways around this. I think some BMW heads-up displays, I'm told, work with it. Mine doesn't, so fortunately, I can show you how that works. So let's dive into that. All right, so as discussed, there you go, the heads-up display. You can see we've got this little module down here is where that image starts at, and then reflected up on the windshield. Now, mine's a little bit different situation because I do have a slight tint on the front windshield. For the purpose of this video, that's not going to affect things too much, but we'll start here with a polarized lens. This is one of the Vernay Blue Polar Lynx, one of my favorite lenses for out on the water. Not so much behind the windshield of a car, because there you go, just instantly very strong polarization, and heads-up display is completely gone. And you know, while we're at it, this brings up another great point of what polarization kind of does and doesn't do behind a car. You know, you're not getting a huge advantage there, but you're definitely losing the heads-up display. So pick what's important to you, right guys? Now the next is one that is one of my favorites. This is a brown base lens with a blue mirror coating. You'll see me wear this a lot in sunglasses because you get that enhanced contrast. And take a look, you're still knocking down most of that glare off the windshield. You're taking down that intensity from outdoors, increasing contrast, but hey look, you can still see the lovely heads-up display. And that's the trick here, right? Next up is a brown polarized, and that one has a pink mirror on it. This is a fun little pair I had sitting around, and just to show something other than Vernay, that all polarized is going to pretty much eliminate. There you go. You can still make that a little bit with this one. You know, not quite as intense of a polarization on these, or maybe it's, there we go. It's off axis, just a hair. Round lens problems, right? So that brings up a very interesting point, and that is one way you can work around the problem of polarization in heads-up displays as well. What it amounts to, if you get that polarization off axis enough, you can still have the benefits of the polarized lens without losing the heads-up display. And I'll try and show you that here a little bit. As we twist this, you'll see you can move it to about 45 degrees off axis, and you regain that benefit of being able to see the heads-up display, but you still have a little bit of a glare reduction as well. So just a little bit of a different option to play with there. And last but not least, just a very basic tinted lens. This is one of Rodenstock's colored lenses. I'm kind of a big fan of these because they just work and they look nice. They're very vintage style colors, so you know, they do have more of a magenta pull to them as far as the grays go. Works really well for in a car. This one doesn't have an anti-reflective coating on the backside, and of course that gives you a little bit of reflection on the back of the lenses. That's worthy of a whole other video, and we'll dive into that another time. But for now, that's what that is. So that's just an easy overview of why it does or doesn't work when it comes to polarization and in the car, and why I usually recommend something different than polarized if the primary use is for driving. So, if you guys have any questions about any of that, or you'd like to see a little bit more specifics to what's going on there, or any recommendations as far as the lenses, or any further questions, let me know. We'll get into that next time. For now, take care, and I will see you next time.